My name is Sahar Fatrat. I'm sitting here talking to you with a very heavy heart. I'm sad for everything that's happening in Afghanistan, and especially last night when the Taliban had their celebration for their victory. And last night my friends, my relatives, lots of families have not been sleeping because of the gunshots that the Taliban have been having for their celebration. I'm here, I'm somewhere safe physically, but all my thoughts and all my thinking is in Afghanistan, all my prayers. And in the past 2 weeks, lots of my friends, lots of Afghans in diaspora, and lots of friends from around the world have been working day and night to help evacuate Afghans who are in danger. I just want to say that 31st of August is not the end of Afghanistan, but it definitely is a big scar in the hearts of Afghans, millions of Afghans who had lots and lots of dreams for the country, who worked very hard, who worked day and night, who had hopes, who did not want to leave their country. I also want to say that evacuation is not always a beginning, the kind of beginning that we think about. Evacuation is a painful word itself for many reasons. A lot of Afghans have been evacuated, and that's a huge privilege. It's a way of being seen. It's a way of being counted. It's a way of you having another chance to start a new life or a different life. But at the same time, the word evacuation is painful because a lot of well-educated Afghans, a lot of Afghans that you could have your hope on, and our country could have hope on them, are scattered around the world. I'm coming from the activist and feminist groups of Kabul. I grew up in Kabul, and I have been in these circles, and I know how much hope, how much dreams we had to change Afghanistan. And it breaks my heart to see everyone being scattered around the world, and we don't even know. We have lost the count. We have lost the numbers of people. We don't know where is our friends located, and we cannot even contact them properly. So also evacuation is painful because it's about a lot of other people who see themselves not being worthy of evacuation. There are so many young girls, young boys with lots of wild dreams living in Kabul right now, in Afghanistan and provinces, being afraid of Taliban, being frightened by the Taliban and what they do. And they're just looking at the future that is that seems very, very dark. And so I keep thinking about evacuation in that sense as well. And it breaks my heart for people who have left everything behind, but without understanding what's waiting for them. A lot of people that I know, they burned their documents, they burned their photo albums, they burned lots of memories, achievements, awards, art, just to survive. In many sense, I have a lot of respect, and for people who do all of that. That's a very selfless act to burn everything you have achieved for years just to survive, and just for your family to survive. And from a different angle, when I look at it, I see our identities, our achievements, our beings have been burned by the Taliban as well. Speaking of hope, I'm in a stage in my life where I don't have hope in organizations and institutions, because it was the institutions, the structures that failed us. Millions and millions of money, dollars, they just went in vain. So many lives went in vain. But I do have a lot of hope. I have faith in human beings and individuals and people who have been empathizing with us, sympathizing with us, holding our hands in these difficult times and trying to help. So yes, I do have hope in that sense, and I do hope that we as individuals, as collectives, as groups, can actually influence and bring change. Another topic about Afghanistan is you see a lot of pictures being shown of Afghan women and the situation of Afghan women in education. But education is the beginning for us, but it's not everything that Afghan women need. We need healthcare, we need our freedom, we need our dignity, we need to have our own agency, and we want to, which is all restricted by the Taliban. So as a feminist, as an activist, I want to invite all of you to rethink the way you understand the US invasion of Afghanistan and its justification with saving Afghan women. And I'm sure you've heard it before, and I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Afghan women do not need saving. Afghan women need solidarity. Afghan women are asking you to hold your governments, which took part in destroying Afghanistan, to hold them accountable, to hold your policymakers, to your MPs, your representative accountable, write letters to them, ask them to support the refugees, ask them to hold them accountable for their involvement in this 21 years of war. So this is a very naive understanding of the situation if we say, oh, Taliban have changed and they will allow women to get education. Just like I said, education is just the beginning. We need to reach our wildest dreams. We don't want to be restricted by the Taliban or by patriarchy. And as you can see already, when you look at the images of women outside, and you know how they are whitewashed or there's color put on them, you see how Afghan women are already being hidden. They're being beaten. See when you see those images, when you see how they remove the images of women, think of what will happen in a few months, in a few years. What will Taliban do to Afghan women themselves? And that is a metaphor to a very, very painful reality. And once again, one more thing that really gives me a hard time thinking about is how women have been raped by the Taliban. They have been beating a lot of women. We saw the images of our mothers being beaten by the Taliban. We grew up in that with that trauma, and that's one of those images and those stories are something that is still I have not nightmares about. I haven't lived through that life, but I have nightmares about, and It's absolutely heartbreaking to see young women, young girls going through the same fate again as their mothers. So there's so much to say, there's so much to share, there's so much to talk about. My thoughts are very scattered, but one thing I think I would like everyone to think about is that this situation will not remain if we the situation will not remain the same if we work for it, if we believe that we can bring change, if we try to provide education, try to provide help and support in every way that we can. I'm sure there should be a way out. There should be a way out if we think about it all together out loud and put effort for it. My last message for everyone is that let's please educate ourselves, because that's the beginning. If you are an Afghan in diaspora, if you are an Afghan in Afghanistan and you're hearing my voice, if you are a US citizen, if you are a European, if you are any human being in any part of this world, please put effort. Please. We, in these difficult times, instead of being with our families, with our friends, and instead of empathizing, and instead of, holding our own tears instead of taking care of ourselves in these difficult times. All we have been doing is to raise awareness to our Western audience. So this is my message to my Western audience. Please educate yourself. Please try to understand, try to see the world from a different perspective. Try to see it from a lens that is not Western. And try to understand what kind of pain people are going through right now. And please understand that we put every effort, every day and night, and we have a lot of sleepless nights just to write everything in English, just to communicate in English, just to communicate in languages where people can understand our pain. So all you have to do is to just listen and just try to educate yourself. In the meantime, I'm asking the same from Afghan diaspora, who really care about Afghanistan but are confused about how to show solidarity. This was my message. I hope you listen to me and to my friends who have something to say. And I hope you understand that we have so much pain in our heart right now. If you can help, if you can support, please do that. Thank you.